Roller blinds are a great alternative to curtains. Not only can they control the light in your room, but you can get loads of different colours and patterns. They're really stylish. Plus, they're very, very easy to install. So let's rock and roll and install some. Blinds come in all shapes and sizes. You can get loads of colours and prints and find something that perfectly matches your home. So you can get nice sheer ones that diffuse the light all the way through to blackout ones for a really good night's sleep. If it's a recess fit, you're measuring the inside of the window frame. If you're using a face fit, then you measure outside of the window frame. Measure the drop. You want to make sure that the roller's long enough. And you might be lucky and have a more standard size window and be able to buy a roller that fits perfectly. But the likelihood is that you'll have to buy a blind that's slightly wider than your window and cut down to size. Now I've measured the window, it's time to cut the blind. So on the packaging of this blind, it's 180 centimetres wide, and that includes the fixtures. On yours, please check the instructions just in case. So I've measured the window and I need to trim off 2 centimetres from the blind. So I'll go along here, mark out 2 centimetres, and then cut it with a pair of scissors. So now it's time to cut my pole. Just like blinds, I need to take off 2 centimetres. Because I'm using a mini hacksaw, I'm going to use safety gloves and goggles. So the weighted bit of plastic at the bottom of the blind, I've trimmed that down too. I'm just going to sand down these edges to make sure there's no sharp bits. And of course, anytime you sand, please use a mask. Okay, so the cutting's done. Now I need to fit the blind. I'm going to decide which side I want my cord. I think I'll have it on this side. I need to pop in the cap on both sides of the blind, and then that just slides into the brackets. So because this window frame is wood, I can drill straight into it. If you were drilling into plaster or masonry, you'd need to use the appropriate wall plug and drill bit. Now, I should be fine drilling into my window frame, but remember, it's always best practice when you're drilling into any walls to use a stud finder. You don't want to drill into any electrics or pipes, trust me. Before I screw the brackets into the window frame, I'm just going to go in and make a small pencil mark. And then, using my drill, I'm going to make a pilot hole. This will make it much easier to screw in. Time to screw the bracket into the frame. Always make sure to use a safety device on your pull cord. This is to prevent any accidents, especially if you've got young children, and make sure that the cord is pulled nice and taut with no twists. Finally, just slot in this little piece that locks everything in place. And look at that, super stylish, super simple, super quick to install, and we've completely transformed the space. I told you it was easy. Hopefully you found that video useful. All the products and tools I use are listed in the description below. Give us a like or a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to B&Q for more DIY tips and tricks.